He was born beneath the copper sky, where the domes of Mattis burned up high. A miner's son with calloused hands, he never dreamed of distant lands. But chance won't ask, and stars don't wait. They pull you fast, they twist your fate. And in the dust of stolen years, a smother rose from blood and tears. They came with papers, came with guns, said the claims revoked, the drilling's done. His father fought, his mother screamed. Neither survived the corporate greed. The homestead burned, the land was scarred. Garret's world fell fast and hard. Garret watched with silent dread as fire lit the sky in red. No justice came, no law was served, just orbit trails and graves disturbed. So light the spark and learn the game. The boy who watched now rides the flame. From broken soil to stellar lanes, he learned to fly through loss and pain. And from that ash a name was born, the outlaw ghost named Garret Thorne. He hit the docks on Titan's rim with smuggler crews who welcomed him. He ran the crates, he built his name, each job a mark against his name. He swerved through scams, he lied through ports, he cut his teeth with outlaw cohorts. A whisper here, a weapon there, no soul too clean, no deal too fair. And through the haze of smoke and fear, the name Thorne spread from ear to ear. But some nights till he dreams of home, of burning skies and dust-blown stone, a mother's touch, a father's face, all buried deep in time and space. The boy is gone, the cause is dead, but his fire still burns for what they bled. He's crossed the stars, he's run the edge. He's bartered sins and broken pledge. Yet in the void one truth remains: you can't outrun your own bloodstain. So light the spark and burn the chain. The boy who wants now rides the flame. No crown, no creed, no world to more, just rebel steel and vengeance war. From Mattis fall to smuggler scar, the stars bear witness, Garret Thorne. The hangars stank of rust and oil, with freighter hulls and cargo spoil. He clenched his jaw, he gripped his coat, a kid in rags with a stolen note. The broker's glare could cut through stone, you knew, he asked in gravel tone. Garret's throat was tight with fear, but he forced a grin and shifted gear. His pulse was loud, his stomach curled, but he squared his stance and faced the world. He dropped a name he barely heard, and sold it so well it was absurd. He said, I'm fast, I'm clean, I don't get caught. No tag, no trace, I leave no spot. You've got a haul, I've got the nerve. You pay me well, you get what you deserve. He bought the fire, he faked the steel, till the swagger almost felt real. A shaking hand behind the wheel, but Swagger's armor became sharp as steel. with cipher code. He loaded quick and hit the road. One scanner blinked, one scanner froze. He cracked a joke and struck a pose. Inside his ribs were tight with dread, but outward calm was all he bled. Each lie he told built up the frame for myth to grow and become a name. His hand still shook beneath the sleeves, but every line he sold they believe. A boy with nothing left to lose, just bold enough to fake the moves. He wasn't tough, he wasn't sure, just scared enough to look mature. So he stood tall and played the part, and that's how legends tend to start. I'm fast, I'm sharp, I'll ride the black. You need it gone, I won't look back. No rules, no roots, no name to tie. Just pay me right, I'll make it fly. A smirk, a nod, a deal half sealed, a smuggler's oath, a fate revealed. He walked away through smoke and steel. The mask was set, the man was real. In the black of Orion space, Garret's pulse had begun to race. He'd made his mark, a risky take, but now the law was on his flank. The engines hummed, the lights went red. His heart was racing, mind filled with dread. He juked and swerved through asteroid streams, trying to shake them, trying to scheme. His palms were cold, his breath was fast, but he faked to grin, he would try to last. They were on his aft, they were on him hard, laser beams and weapons charged. But Garret knew he had to run and hope that he would win this one. He spun, he turned with luck and skill. The law was close, but he had force of will. He cut through space like a solar streak. His stomach turned, his knees felt weak. The cops were fast, the guns would blaze, but Garret pulled through the ion haze. A sharp bank hard through a wreckage field, engines cut, his silence sealed. His hand still shook, but he stayed concealed, a ghost beneath that shattered field. Their scanners swept, then called it dead. Nothing but debris, the lieutenant said. The law turned around and left for home, but a small trade ship saw it all. He watched Garret bank into the debris, where he hid and waited patiently. And when the trader docked, the word got out. A ghost had ditched the law, there was no doubt. And thus began the legend of Garret Thorne. The ghost of Orion had just been born. whisper in the docking bays, a shadow cross 1,000 starlit ways. They call me Ghost, not born, just made, in a backroom deal where debts get paid. I've run goods from Vega to the Pleiades line, sold dreams in crates with no design. I play the part, smile, wink, then lie. Every port's a gamble, but I never die. I'm the ghost of Orion, flying low and lean, smooth talking smuggler in a worn down machine. You can scan my ship, you can trace my trail, but I'm gone like vapor when the law sets sail. Yeah, I'm the ghost of Orion, catch me if you dare. Had a run-in near Delta Zeta 9. Customs flagged my cargo line. They searched my hold, I played it cool, slipped them credits and bent the rules. Had a marshal once on Io's moon. She said, you'll hang someday and soon. I kissed her cheek and chalked the gate. Some folks chase love, I chase escape. I'm the ghost of Orion, built for flight, not chains, breaking hearts and trade laws in the plasma lanes. From rusted moons to the merchant tears, I'll dance through dogfights and auctioneers. Yeah, I'm the ghost of Orion, born to disappear. They say charm gets you in, but nerve gets you out. I've sweet talked a hangman and stole back my route. Now I'm dodging lights in the city sprawl. Sirens wail and the comms all call. Got 2 blocks left to reach my dock. My pulse is steady, but the door's in lock. I'm the ghost of Orion, running out of road, with a bounty so high they might explode. Down back streets lit in crimson blue, every shadow's watching what I do. Yeah, I'm the ghost of Orion, and I'm almost through. If I make it back and just hot and free, they'll write more tales, not the eulogy. And if I don't, well, that's the game. But ghosts don't die, they just change their name.
She laughed like stars in open skies. No fear, no mask behind her eyes. He'd smuggled weapons, he'd run from war, but nothing hit like seeing her at the door. He let her in, he let it slide, an outlaw world he used to hide. No codes, no lies, no flight to plan, just holding hands, he and Shayan. For once he dreamed of staying still, of waking up on peaceful hills. She lit the dark inside his chest. The thief who ran now craved to rest. Her voice a tether through the black, a reason now to keep coming back. He flew for trade, he flew for thrill, but now he flew for something real. They found each other in secret spots, shared warmth in places time forgot. But whispers grow and eyes they see. They saw the ghost where he shouldn't be. She asked him once what made him run, They killed my folks, that can't be undone. A quiet ping, a flashing light, a signal burst late in the night. She slept while he slipped from her arms. His comm link lit up like an alarm. He tapped the screen, then his face went red. His face's name, a hefty price on his head. Now every port becomes a place to die. Each loved one's hour, a reason to fly. They know his name, they want him dead. The headhunters will paint the sky red. He kissed her once and watched her sleep. Time to return to his silence deep. For when the ghost began to feel, the galaxy was shown that he's real. Torn wide, alarms in my head, flames in the cockpit, I should be dead. Stars twist sharp through fractured glass. My nav's gone blind and I'm low on gas. Thrusters cough like a dying scream. I punch the yoke, chase the ghost of a dream. Cruisers behind me, eyes locked tight. Cannons warm for a kill tonight. Asteroids spinning like a devil's maze. Every second I steal buys one more day. Running on wires, sparks and will. Out in the black where the void stands still. I'm flying low through the jagged swarm. Systems crashing, can't see the storm. But I ain't done, no I won't go down. Not out here, not without a sound. Shields flicker, consoles fried. Echoes of battle scream in the tide. My co-pilot's gone, just smoke and flame. But I carved my name in this galactic game. Apps venting fire, comms are dead. A prayer in binary scrolls in red. Still I weave through the rock and dust, trusting fate and rust and guts. I see their lights, they're closing fast, but I got tricks from a haunted past. Running on wires, sparks and will. Out in the black where the void stands still. I'm flying low through the jagged swarm. Systems crashing, can't see the storm. But I ain't done, no I won't go down. Not out here, not without a sound. Warning lights, one final spin. Reactor whines like original sin. I kill the core, drift into shade. Silent as death, a trick I made. Second tries, you get guts, grit, and
starless skies. Running on wires, sparks and will. I feel the cold, but I'm climbing still. Engines fail, but I hold the line. The void can wait, this soul's still mine. Cause I ain't done, no I won't go down. Not today, not without a sound. Drifting silent beyond their skin. One lone fighter, one last stand. Stars fade out, but I'm still free. A ghost with fire, just wait and see. Engines dying, hole torn wide, flames behind and stars denied. He jumped through fire to reach this place, but gravity pulled, no saving grace. The jungle rose, a green blood maze, each breath a war, each step ablaze. Crashing down on unknown stone, Garret Thorne, now flesh and bone. No ship to shield, no sky to run, just soaked in sweat beneath that sun. He limped through rivers, slid through mud, his trail a smear of oil and blood. He heard the shouts, the engines near, but wouldn't break, not yet, not here. The law was close, their signals tight. He'd vanish one more time tonight. He dodged through vines, through beast and storm. Each hour passed, his strength was worn, but every breath still called her name. The thought of her, his only flame. A canyon leap too far, too wide. He landed hard, no place to hide. A shadow loomed, a voice rang cold. Garret Thorne, it's time to fold. A marshal's gaze, a binding cuff. The jungle still, the silence rough. He fought, he ran, but he refused to plead. But even ghosts must one day bleed. No stars to ride, no path to charge, just aching ribs and a breaking heart. His ship in flames, his freedom gone. The legend fades with no new dawn, and far away near some bright sun, Shayan dreams of the man who won't come. Metal cuffs held tight. The marshal leads into the light. No tricks this time, the marshal said. I've heard your tales, the trails you bled, almost a shame. just come back. The current tore, the cuffs dug deep, each breath a war, his life to keep. Tossed by rocks, half dead ashore, he woke alone, but heard a roar. Engines low and docking bays, a freighter parked in shadowed haze. Dripping blood and clinging dirt, ribs cracked through his torn up shirt. He saw the ship, its loading done, and knew that fate had not yet won. A stolen life, a whispered plan, the ghost returns, a one-man clan. No name, no trail, just stars ahead. Another tale they'll think is dead, but somewhere near a crimson sun, a phantom flies when night has come. He steals through dark like falling rain. The ghost of Orion rides again. Set. The night was cold on a barren world where secrets unfold. Garret Thorne, a smuggler true, the ghost of Orion, he knew what to do. But in the shadows a betrayal lies, and his life's now racing against the skies. A distant planet, the deal went down. A handshake made in the outlaw town. The cargo sealed, the credit's good, but something's off, he feels it in the mood. A rustle in the leaves, a flash of steel, a shot rings out, his fate's now real. The pain is sharp, the blood runs red. The ghost of Orion's gut filled with lead. He drops a man, his vengeance clear, but the hunter's still lurking near. 10 kilometers, the night's too long, with the blood in his veins and the sting of wrong. The ghost of Orion, he won't be caught. He'll make it to the ship no matter what. Hunted by shadows, betrayed by the past, but Garret Thorne knows how to outlast. The stars above are cold and bright, but Garrett's running for his life tonight. Wounded deep, he stumbles through the wilderness dark with the deadly view. The bounty hunters after him, no time to waste. He has to outsmart them, has to make haste. His breath is ragged, the pain severe, but he burns with fire, they'll all pay dear. A shot in the dark, a flash of light. He won't go down without a fight. 10 kilometers, the night's too long, with the blood in his veins and the sting of wrong. The ghost of Orion, he won't be caught. He'll make it to the ship no matter what. Haunted by shadows, betrayed by the past, but Garret Thorne knows how to outlast. The wood's alive with the sound of pursuit, but Garrett's mind's sharp, his plan's absolute. A whisper of wind, the rustle of leaves. He's the ghost of Orion, no time to grieve. He's taken worse hits, been hunted before. He's outsmarted death, and he'll do it once more. Step, the distance grows, his his enemies behind him. Nobody knows where the ghost will go or when he'll fall, but Garret Thorne won't answer their call. Through the night, through the fire and pain, he's running for his life, he won't be slain. The ship's in sight, he can almost taste the escape from the shadows, the end of the chase. One more breath, one more step ahead. The ghost of Orion still isn't dead. He'll take the skies and make his escape, remembering the betrayal, he'll make them pay.
I wake alone, the stars still pale, your name like frost along the rail. 3 years gone since you left at night. No warning flare, no goodbye light. The world moved on, but I still stay, telling our child you lost your way. She asked me why the sky is wide, if daddy's ship still flies inside. I smile and lie, I have to try, but Garret, I miss your reckless smile. If you could see her eyes, you'd break. They shine like yours each time they ache. She dreams of ships and stars that roam, but wonders why you don't come home. They say you died, they say you lied. I whisper both and then I hide. She calls your name soft as a sigh. If you could see her, you'd never say goodbye. The stories come from every port. They paint you hero, rogue and ghost. They claim you fell, they swear you fly, but none can look me in the eye. I chase your shadow through the noise, still clutching scraps of stolen joys. A child who's never known your face still leaves you room, still saves you space. She builds you ships in painted skies, while asking me the hardest whys. If you could feel the nights she weeps, you crawl through fire and starless deeps. She hums a song I never taught, the kind you'd sing when you got caught. So if you're dead, then haunt this place, and if you live, just show your face. Don't let her grow on silent lies. If you could see her, you'd never say goodbye. I set a light out every year, still hoping ghosts might see it clear.
Maps lit dim in a rust-lit room, coordinates drawn like threads of doom. Fuel cells full, the codes are cracked. Tonight the ghost won't look back. He plots the vault, the guard, the gate. Each tick can be a twist of fate. No second chances left to burn. No past too far for ghosts to turn. But buried deep beneath the pride, a worried face he tries to hide. One last time, one final score. He'll break their banks and win the war. The payout buys the future clean and ends the myth of what he's been. He'll vanish with a whisper low, a ghost who knew it's time to go. Black site hums, a deal is made. Credits slide, no questions paid. An engineer with soulless eyes installs the secret black market device. His ingenious plan, his one way out. It has to work, he's killed his doubts. He stares into the plasma glow, where names dissolve and legends go. A man once loved, once lost, once found, now scripts his death without a sound. One last honk through vault and flame, to steal a life, erase a name. He trades his past for something clean, a future bought in smoke and steam. Let stories end, let stars forget. The Ghost of Orion makes one last bet. A flick of a light, a silent gleam, a ship departs. He rides the dream.
Telepanel glow in a silent room, some mirror dreams beneath the moon. I watch the screen with tired eyes, then freeze, a shape that splits the skies. They say his name like it's a tale, but I see truth beneath the veil. The Ghost of Orion is live on air, a ship that shouldn't still be there. It hovers still, it doesn't fall, a breath held tight by one and all. He flies like fire, cuts like flame. I know that move, I know that name. One ship alone, out dancing death. I hold my heart and lose my breath. Feels right. Then is the spark beneath the hole, the subtle shift, the flame-grown doll. They chase, they strike, but can't quite reach. Each turn he makes a taunting speech. He moves like he was born to fly, like stars still burn behind his eyes. I see him there, I feel near. My hope too loud to hear the fear. Could it be real? Could he survive? Could love be buried then revive? He flies like fire, he fights like like myth, a force the void should never miss. He drops them one by one so clean, a ghost reborn on every screen. But then one spark, a fatal light, a volley burst, a burning sight. The ghost goes down, a silent flare, and all I have is smoke and air. Some mirror stirs, the dream still near. I wipe my tears before she hears. I saw you, love, if just one night. I'll keep the flame you burn so bright. I'll hum a tune I barely know, the one she loves when moonlight glows. She curls against me warm and small, her breath a rhythm soft and tall. The news still flickers on the screen, but I pretend it's something clean. She doesn't ask why I'm so still, she doesn't see the silent chill. I smile and brush her tangled hair and lock the ache beneath the air. If I could fall, I'd fall for days, but she's too young to know that haze. I hold her close and keep the light while pieces break behind my eyes. The stars can't burn, the sky can't fade. She dreams in light I help her make. The static hums, the silence grows, the night wind slips beneath the doors. I count her breaths like distant drums, while waiting for what never comes. And creak of wood, a sudden chill. The air goes sharp, the world goes still. A voice I haven't heard in years, like gravel shaped by rust and tears. Smoke on his coat and flame in his eyes. He steps inside and time just dies. He sees the girl beside my side and gently says, "Who is the child?" I drop the mask, I lose the past. The world that hurt is gone at last. I wake her slow, my voice a breeze, as wonder makes my heartbeat freeze. Garret, this is Samira, our daughter dear. Samira, wake, your daddy's here. She blinks at him with sleep and sun and whispers hi, and then she runs. He kneels, the world begins again when love